So let me guess, you're busy all the time, but somehow your side project goals and your personal goals are not moving forward the way you want them to. You're working a demanding job, you have personal responsibilities, and you have side project dreams. Yet at the end of the week, you feel drained, behind, and you're wondering, where did all my time go? It's not that you're not working hard, right? Because you are. The problem is, without the right systems, your time and energy are scattered around 100 things that do not actually grow your side projects or move you forward towards you achieving your goals. And that's why in this video, I am going to share the 3 simple systems every working woman with a side project and personal goals needs to stop wasting time and finally grow faster. So these are not complicated setups or endless productivity hacks. They are practical, repeatable systems you can put into place right away. And here's the best part. Once you set them up, they're going to save you hours every single week and give you the consistency you've been missing. So stick with me till the end, because if you've ever felt like you're working hard but you're not seeing results, the systems are the missing piece. Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura and I help working women find the time to build their creative side projects and achieve their personal goals without burning out. So the truth is, you do not need more motivation, more hours, or another app. What you need are these 3 simple systems that keeps you organized, consistent, and focused on what matters most. So please make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell so you're notified every single week when I drop a new video. Now, the very first system you need is a planning system for clarity and direction. Without a planning system, you're always going to feel busy but not productive. You wake up, you check emails, you respond to messages, you jump from one task to the next. However, by the end of the day, you're exhausted and you still can't really point to any real progress. And that's because you're operating reactively rather than intentionally. A planning system flips that, right? It gives you clarity on what matters most and direction so you know exactly where your time and energy should go. Now, here's how it works, right? You want to start with your yearly goals, because if you do not know where you're headed to, it is very impossible for you to plan your week with purpose. So a big picture view just gives you a North Star. The second thing you want to do in your planning system is you want to break it down into a 90-day milestone. So big goals can seem overwhelming. However, when you zoom in into quarterly priorities, everything feels more achievable. The third step to your planning system is plan weekly and not daily. Instead of writing a massive to-do list every single morning, you want to create a simple weekly plan where you can identify your top 3 priorities. That way, even if life gets messy, you are still moving forward. And if you want a template so you can plan your week effectively and focus on what matters most, comment planning guide below and I'm going to send that to you. Or you can go to the description box and download it for yourself. And finally, in your planning system, you want to anchor your tasks to your calendar. So don't just write tasks down, right? Give them a time and a place, because this eliminates the mental clutter of you asking yourself, okay, when do I do this? And it helps you show up consistently. So the biggest benefit of a planning system is that it puts you back in control. Instead of being pulled in 100 directions, you start each week with clarity and confidence. You know your one thing for the week, and you stop wasting time and energy on tasks that don't really matter. So this is very, very effective. And as one of my clients put it, before the momentum method, she was always scattered and overwhelmed. However, now she feels clear and in control of her week. She can now set realistic goals, adjust when needed, and she can now prioritize what actually matters. And in her words, she says, for the first time, I actually enjoy setting routines, and I never thought I'd say that. So planning is extremely important, and it can really change the way you approach productivity. Truth is, if you do not have a planning system, your goal is always going to stay in the someday category. However, when you do, clarity turns into action, and action builds momentum. So you can probably already see how powerful this is. Having a planning system gives you clarity and direction, right? So you're not just staying busy, but you're actually moving forward towards your goals. But here's the thing, knowing you need a planning system is one thing. However, building one that actually works for your life is another thing. So I'm offering free clarity calls, right? On the call, we're going to look at your goals, your schedule, and your side projects, and I'll help you map out next steps so you can stay consistent even when life gets messy. So the link to book a call is in the description box below or the comment section below. Now, the second system you need is a tracking system, and this is one that helps you measure what matters. So planning gives you direction, right? However, tracking helps you measure whether you're actually making progress. Now, without a planning system, it is easy to feel like you're working hard while not really knowing if your efforts are actually moving the needle. And this is where most people get stuck, right? They're putting in hours but have no clear way to actually measure what's working and what's just wasting time. And that's why a tracking system is so powerful. It helps you measure what actually matters rather than just checking off random tasks. So here's how I approach it. The first thing is you want to track your habits. So small habits create big results over time. Whether it's writing for 20 minutes, posting consistently, or pitching one client a week, a simple habit tracker keeps you accountable. Now, the second thing is you want to track your progress towards your milestones. Now, instead of always tracking tasks, you want to move it a step forward. You want to track outputs or your outcome. For example, that can be number of posts published, sales made, or modules completed. This gives you visible proof that you're actually moving forward. Now, the third thing you want to track is your energy. And this one is mostly overlooked. So you want to pay attention to when you feel most focused and productive versus when you feel drained. Knowing your energy patterns helps you plan and schedule smarter instead of you fighting against yourself. And lastly, in your tracking system, you always want to make sure that you're keeping it simple. You do not need a fancy app with endless charts, right? A simple spreadsheet, a Notion dashboard, or even a simple paper tracker works just fine. What matters is that it's consistent and it's easy to maintain. The magic of a tracking system is that it shifts your focus from am I doing enough to am I doing the right thing? And that awareness is what allows you to adjust, improve, and grow faster. And as one of my clients shared, I'm just going to go ahead and read that. Before the Momentum Method, which is my program, I felt like I was doing a lot but never really moving forward. Tracking my one thing each week changed everything. Now I can actually see my progress, and even when life throws me off, I know exactly how to reset and get back on track. So tracking your progress is really important for you to understand, okay, this task I am spending all this time on, do they really matter? Is this what is helping me move forward? Does this help me make progress? And if you realize that certain tasks are not helping you make progress, then you know that, okay, I have to take that off. So when you measure what matters, you stop wasting time on busy tasks and you start building momentum on areas that truly move your goals forward. Now, the final system here is a review and reset system, and this helps you stay flexible. So planning and tracking are amazing, but without a regular review process, your system is going to eventually fall apart. So life gets messy, right? Priorities shift. You have challenges that pop up here and there, and that is absolutely normal. The difference between people who stay consistent and those who fall off is whether they have a reset process. Now, a review and reset system gives you a chance to pause, reflect, and adjust before things spiral out of control. It is what keeps you moving forward even when your week does not go as planned. Now, here's how I use it. The first thing is I have a weekly review. At the end of each week, I ask myself 3 simple questions. What worked well this week? What did not work well? And what needs to change for the next week? This helps me celebrate wins, identify blockers, and make small tweaks instead of actually waiting till I am overwhelmed before I make any adjustments as needed. Now, the second thing is a monthly reset. At the start of a new month, I zoom out and try to figure out, okay, am I actually on track towards achieving my milestones? And I also want to know, do my priorities still align with my bigger goals and values? And if not, I adjust. So this monthly reset makes sure I'm not only consistent, but I am consistent in the right direction. Now, the third thing is you want to anchor to your values. So my review is not just about tasks, right? It is about alignment. And that's why I ask, did I live in a way that aligns with my values and my why? And that's how I make sure that my side project and my personal goals are not just another source of stress, but it is something that actually or truly adds meaning to my life. And again, one of my clients said it best, and I'm just going to read it. Even when my week goes off track, I know exactly how to reset and get back on top of things. The biggest game changer for me was learning how to prioritize my one thing and having a weekly planning system that actually works for my life. So when you have a review and a reset system, setbacks do not derail you anymore, right? You do not feel like you're starting over every single Monday, but you're simply recalibrating and moving forward. Because success is not about how you never fall off, right? It is about how quickly you can realign, reset, and then keep going. Now, there you have it, the 3 simple systems that every busy working woman with a side project and personal dreams or goals needs to finally stop wasting time and go faster. A planning system that gives you clarity and direction, a tracking system that helps you measure what actually matters, and a review and reset system that actually keeps you flexible and consistent when life gets messy. So these 3 systems together are what turn random bursts of effort into steady, sustainable progress. But the thing is, you do not have to figure all of this out on your own. I am offering free clarity calls where we are going to look at your goals, your schedule, and your side projects, and we'll walk through what you need in order to design a simple system that works for your real life so you stay consistent and you make progress towards your goals without burning out. The link to book a free call is in the description box or the comment section below. But before you go, which of these 3 systems do you already have, and which one do you need to build next? Please comment below. I'd love to know. So thank you so much for watching. If you love this video, please like, share with someone who needs a productivity boost. Please subscribe to this channel for weekly productivity tips, and watch the video on the screen next for the 1 mindset shifts that help me stay consistent even when life got messy. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.